Okay, we are live. I have just come back from a kayak where I wore 3 pairs of trousers and unfortunately cut off the circulation in my leg a little bit and ended up getting pins and needles, and when I got out of the boat nearly fell on my bum, which was a pretty crazy experience. And it just shows that sometimes I've just got to man up and face the cold and not wear 3 pairs of trousers and cut off my circulation. Anyway, we got loads of questions to get through actually. So, hiya Sarah, how are you? I'll wait for a few people to come in, then I'll answer the questions I've got first, then we'll go in to the questions tonight, live ones. How are you, Sarah? So, hiya Carla, I've just received your question. Great question, by the way, about the feeders. Yeah, the feeders in the office. So, I'm great, thanks. Apart from nearly cutting off my circulation in the boat by wearing 3 pairs of trousers to keep warm because I hate the cold. Yeah. Anyway, I've learned my lesson. Only wear 1 pair of trousers. Hi Gillian, how are you? Have you got any questions for me today? In fact, I don't know why I'm asking that, because I'm going to go through the questions I've got first, otherwise it gets messy because they all come in and I'm answering a question. But I'm going to wait until I get started with this. I'll give it another minute. And then we all get going. Okay. Gillian's good. Good. That's good to hear. Because you should be good. You know, we're in here. We get to move. We get to exercise. We get to eat well. We actually have... We live in an abundant society. Right? We've got everything we ever wanted. That's why we do crazy things like runs and kayaks, if you like. Yeah, we've got all the food that we ever wanted. We've got the ability to wake up, go to the gym. You get to go to the gym. You get to exercise. You get to train. You get to move your body. You get to get stronger. You get to eat all good foods. So, right, enough of me rambling. It's time to get into the nitty-gritty after this sip. Let's do this, and just know that I'm always here to support you. Any questions you got, reach out. No question is silly. Apart from, when are you going to get your haircut? I've just noticed that I need a haircut. That's why these are great, these live Q&As. They give me a chance to take a step back, slow down, and have a look how long my hair is. And today I can see that my hair is too long. So this is why I keep doing these Q&As to help you. But any questions you've ever got, just reach out. That's why I'm here, to support you. And that's the main thing I offer: support, accountability. Anything you're struggling with, calories, diet, mindset, why can't you stick to it? Feeders in the office, which I'm going to start with now. So first question was from Carla. So Carla says, what are the best tactics? This is a great question. Oh, I don't even know how to answer it because it's such a hard one. To use in an office full of feeders when they say, go on, just one won't hurt. It's only a mouthful. Try not to come across as rude or ungrateful, but want to get to the point across that I'm not eating crap just because they are. This is a really hard one because the research shows that the people who you're surrounded with dictate how much you eat. For example, if you're in a buffet restaurant and the person in front of you is overweight, you're more likely to serve more. It's almost like you compare yourself to them and think, you know, I'm doing all right, I'll just eat a bit more. So yeah, you choose your friends wisely, number one. Number two, just know that it is your choice. It's 100% your choice, everything you do. There's a few options you could do. You could compensate with your intake over the day. So you could allow yourself to have maybe that one slice by lowering your intake at other parts of the day. But obviously, with the cake culture, if you're doing that every day, it can get a bit, oh, one's okay, one won't. I don't do this all the time. Yeah, but all of a sudden it's fish and chip Friday, cake Monday, hump day, ham, I don't know. But Could you initiate? Bring something in. Bring a fruit bowl in. Yeah, make a cool little recipe like some protein pancakes. Or I made a brownie cake, and I'm going to post it in now. I have shared it before. I'll post it now. It's a cake made with kidney beans, and when I worked in public health, I brought it in, and it was a charity like cake make. I just chucked it there and left it there. It was gone by the end of the day. No one even said anything, and they'd eaten a healthy cake. Yeah, so bringing your own stuff in is a great thing, and share it. It's good fun. I put on there, guess the ingredients, and everyone's like, what do you mean guess the ingredients? It's a brownie. So I'm going to post it now for you. Hopefully it comes up in the comments. So I've just posted that now. If it's come up on your end, it should have. So I've just posted the link. Yeah, it's come up. I can see it. So, how I resist the cakes in Starbucks. Yeah. So that is one option for you. So another thing, yeah, taking 100% responsibility, but at the same time knowing that it's not actually bad foods that dictate whether you lose fat or not. It's actually your belief that that's a bad food. So if you think, there's party rings in, and you have one party ring, then you think, sod it, then you have 10, that's the issue there, right? So it's sometimes not actually the issue, it's your belief, your thoughts around the issue that people are forcing food in you. Yeah, so a few things to do as well is whenever people are bringing in stuff, make sure you're always eating out of crockery. For example, you're going to eat less then. That's one easy thing. But like I said, you could bring stuff in so that at least you're eating at the same time. A few of my clients use Options hot chocolate just to curb the sweet tooth or to feel like they're doing something at the same time. But yeah, that recipe that I've added in there, make it, bring it in and see what they do. So yeah, that's that. Does that make sense, Carl? I mean, it's a difficult one, and there's no right or wrong here, but it's your choice at the end of the day. And I know you try and because sometimes people people want you to do well, but not too well. That's the issue sometimes. So they might go, you've lost loads of weight, but then they start going, you know what, you're starting to lose a bit more weight in their heads, and they're almost jealous. If you ever had the don't lose too much weight, Carla, you are all right the way you are, you're fine, all these things, but it's actually a reflection of them. So it's a reflection of how they're feeling. Okay, so if they think that they need to say no to a few extra cakes, but then they've already had one, and you're like, nah, I'm all right, I've got mine. Now, go on, because it'll make them feel better about themselves. So just remember that and put you first and how you're going to feel. Okay? I ate Maltesers, which confused them a bit, but I had accounted for them. I'm an emotional eater, which is what scares me about being surrounded by treats. Yeah, because most people on a typical diet will go, you can't have Maltesers and lose weight, but actually you can. If you're clever about your intake over the day, as you are, Carl, obviously. Because it's about a flexible strategy to live, right? We don't need any encouragement to eat junk food, etc. But if you are an emotional eater, I would go back to your sleep and planning in advance. If you plan in advance and you're an emotional eater, it will help control with that, 100%. Because those Maltesers, you've accounted for them, so you're in control. Because it sometimes is a control thing. Would you agree with that, Carla? It's the feeling of when you're out of control, you let your emotions take over. Okay? And by accounting for them, they're in there, you can have them. Yeah, it's all right. I think a party ring is actually something like 50 calories. It's not even that bad. An apple is 80. Yeah, crazy. But obviously an apple has more nutrition. I'm not saying do any of that. But I like Tracy's comment. Tell him you've discovered an intolerance to cake. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I'm cake intolerant. That'll be the next one probably. Yeah. So I hope that helps. Going on to the next question was about the Mediterranean style diet, and yeah, I'm going to talk about this in a bit more detail. So they've seen that a balanced diet, Mediterranean style diet, is the best. It's viewed as the best all the time. And it was quite an interesting one. I don't know where they heard it from, but is there a best diet is basically what they're saying. They've heard the Mediterranean style diet's the best, lean meats, fish. Is there anything kind of in particular? And I get that, but actually sometimes what I like to bring it back to is the style. So sometimes it's actually what the environment, again, it's kind of similar to the cake culture. So would a Mediterranean, yeah, they eat lean meats, fish, veggies, which are all great, but would they eat out of packets? Probably not. Would they just think, oh, I can't be bothered to do this office work, I'm going to procrastinate / eat a cake, eat a donut? Yeah, so sometimes it's not actually the diet you're doing, but again, it's that environment that you're creating. If it's in the house, you're going to eat it. If it's left out on the side, you're probably going to eat it. For example, in studies, ladies who leave cereal out on the side are on average 10 pounds heavier than their lady friends who just have a fruit bowl out on the side. Okay? And if you have fizzy drinks popped out on the side, even if it's not yours, you're likely to be 20 pounds heavier. And it's crazy, just your environment. Even leaving your toaster out on the side can trigger hunger. And there's all these little tips you can do. So, for example, if you want those Maltesers, those Pringles or whatever, put them in a serving bowl before eating them. Do not eat them out of the packet, is what I'd say, because it is the style of eating. So, and snacking. When I was younger, when I was growing up, we'd always be told, don't eat now, you'll ruin your dinner. Now it's like, you've got to eat, it's been an hour, your blood sugar levels are going to get really low. Actually, no, you're going to ruin your dinner. Or what happens is you just end up snacking all day and skipping meals, and your calories actually add up. Because I would argue there's more calories in a lot of snacks than there is in actual meals. You could have a fairly good meal of like a lean meat, chicken, veg, potatoes, those bad potatoes that make us fat, carbs, whatever. You know, not really. It's actually what we're doing in between quite a lot. So that could be a 500 calorie meal, but then in between we're getting a chocolate bar, latte, some crisps, and we're just snacking as we go and not tracking. That's where assessing comes in. If you're not assessing, you are simply guessing. If you're not tracking, you don't know where you're at. Case in point, I didn't really track for a while, and I was completely way out. I was listening to my body, but sometimes when you're listening to your body, because our environment's so crazy nowadays, I can walk up the high street, smell Greg, smell pasties, smell bread, all of a sudden I'm hungry. I'm having a coffee, someone next to me orders a bacon sandwich, I'm pretty hungry because I can smell bacon. So listening to your body can be the best and worst advice ever. That's why tracking a little bit, even if it's, right, have I had a palm-sized portion of protein 3 meals a day and not snacked today? It could be that. It could be limiting your eating window. You know, that can be very successful. So I'm only going to eat between 11 and 7. It's not that there's any magic times, but it's a shorter eating window. That can help. And that's helped me in the past, actually. When I was in Oxford studying, I wasn't allowed to eat in a lab. So I'd get up early, get up at 5. I wouldn't want breakfast then. So I'd get in the lab, and then I wouldn't eat my first meal till like 2. And you just kind of get used to it. I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying if you shorten your window, what it allowed me to do is control not really track my calorie intake, but there was no way I was going to eat enough because I'd eat 2 huge meals. And even though I felt stuffed, which was great, I was actually within my intake as well. Okay, so Tracy had a question about spices for weight loss. Can it help? So there's a lot of talk about spicy food. Cayenne, especially is a lot about spiking your metabolism. Now, it will increase your metabolism. That, you know, you can't argue with that. It will increase your metabolism. However, to the extent that it will help you lose weight, if you've got to get everything right first. It's kind of like that. I'm gonna get the pen and paper out now. So the first question I ask you when you're putting your diet together, number 1, does it fit your lifestyle? So Does it fit your lifestyle? Number one. It's the first question you need to ask, because if you can't see yourself doing this in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, or not necessarily this, but something remotely like it, are you setting yourself up for failure? Okay. Number two, your overall intake. So this is kind of comes down to calories. Okay, so your overall intake. Number two, that's the next question. Are you eating too much, too little? If you're eating too much and you're struggling with hunger, then I'd go to number three, and that's your protein. And actually, because protein keeps you full, this 3 and 2 could be vice versa. Because if you get your protein right, sometimes that takes care of your overall intake, because you're more full up and you're less likely to kind of crave anything. For example, if I had 1,400 calories from carbs, I'd be starving, probably. Compared to if I had... It's hard to overeat on protein is what I'm saying. So if you're going to overeat, probably overeat on protein. Plus, your body will burn about 30% of the calories from protein just digesting it. So there's definitely something there. Okay? Then, it's your carbs and fats. Because I like to set protein and then make carbs and fats quite flexible for you. Set a minimum target with protein, carbs and fats, be flexible. If one day you want to eat necks and cream, you do it, but your carbs have got to give. Next day you want to commit carb aside, you do it, but your fats have got to give. Use 1 calorie fry spray. All these little swaps give you the flexibility to have your jammy dodger, eat a curry, and stick to your plan. That's it, and that's compensating over time. So going back to spices, then at the top, you've obviously got water in there and stuff, but then I'd go supplements, and I would put it in there with supplements. So it's at the top. So those little extras. So if you look at it of importance, you've got to think first, does it fit my lifestyle? So if you don't like spices and you're putting spices on all your food, is it sustainable? If you don't like it, I suppose the win here is that you're probably going to eat less if you don't like the food. And actually, if you're really hungry, or you're saying you're really hungry, I'm digressing a little bit, as I always do. If you're saying you're really hungry, sometimes what I do is just eat really bland food and see if you really are hungry. Like a plain bowl of oats, and eat it and just go, maybe I'm not hungry. Maybe somewhere there's a trigger. For me, it's peanut butter. I could eat peanut butter even after going to a buffet lunch. And it doesn't help that my daughter loves peanut butter and almond butter. So we've got it in the house now all the time. And I've really had to be like, right, Matt, control yourself. Because I'm that bad with it. So I do get it. It's my complete trigger food. But because it's there now, I am actually getting better at this. Which is good. So, could it help? Yes, it could, but you've got to get all these right first. If your overall intake's good, if your protein's good, you're getting your training in, you're progressing, you're reporting back, all good. Add some spices to your meals, and actually it might make your food a bit more fun. Yeah? So instead of using a shop-bought sauce, you can just add some spices in. So yeah, I wouldn't say no to it. At all. Okay, so how many grams of protein would you say to aim for? So Sarah says, how many grams of protein would you say to aim for on a 1,500 calorie diet? Right, let me give you a little basis there. So if you're looking at a balanced diet, I'd probably go... It depends where you're at now. A minimum... So, for example, if you came to me, Sarah, and you went, I'm eating 70 grams, I'd say, let's try and aim for 80, 90. If you came to me and you're eating 100, I'd say, yeah, let's go for 125. I'd say about 125 would be optimum. But that's quite a lot for a lot of ladies. Because most of the time, most ladies that come to me, they're not eating enough protein, not doing any muscle strengthening exercise. That's why they're struggling to tone up and feel full. That's why they feel out of control a lot of the time. So I'd say kind of 125 would be optimum there, if you can get that. And if whey protein shakes help, whey protein shakes help. You know, there seems to be this big thing about that. You know, you can't have shakes because they're, but actually it's just food. See it as a convenience food. There's no, people will happily eat cake, but then a whey protein shake is, no, not touching supplement. A coffee is a supplement because it's caffeine, yeah? So, yeah, does that help, Sarah? So where are you at right now? Can I ask? So it all depends where you're at now, because it's case by case. I can't say eat 1, 2, 5, you're eating 20. Yeah? Really good question. I have no kitchen for 2 months, living from the microwave, toaster and kettle. Meal ideas, please. Currently eating a lot of ping meals and things on toast. Rotisserie chicken. Make that your best friend. So, have you got a fridge? If you've got a fridge, rotisserie chicken, smoked salmon, cured meats, tuna, tinned food, tuna mayo, sardines, mackerel, corned beef, get a stew, get a slow cooker. Get a slow cooker in. That's what I would do. It's just as quick as a ping meal, but you just do it the night before, and it's so much nicer. And actually, there's a lot of ping meals that are pretty good and calorie controlled these days, especially in Waitrose. Yeah, you could have a look at that. You could also make a few protein mug cakes. I'll put the recipe in actually. I'll put a recipe in the comments for you. Yeah, it's a 3-minute meal. Not bad. It's pretty good as well, actually, in my humble opinion. So, I've just put it in. 3 minutes. Kirby Sweet Tooth. You could try this one. Pizza in a mug. But, yeah, it tastes good, but it's pretty calorific, actually. Let me get that up for you. Pizza in a mug. Yeah. You've heard it all now. I'll put that in for you. Pizza in a mug. Yeah, I'll give you one more. I've made a slow cooker cake, actually. I've got that one. Yeah. Slow cake, I call it. It's gluten-free. I think I've got the macros on there. So it's about 200 calories a slice. It's quite a lot, but it's slow cooker and it's pretty nice. Filling as well, really filling. That even passed the wife test, which is saying something. So slow cooker, 200 calorie, a slice cake. Talking to the wife, it is my anniversary this weekend. 3 years. I'll show you the present. There it is, a boost box, and in there is Spa. Is like a all boost to boost her confidence. So 1,096 days. That's when we've been together. Yeah, all these pictures of good times, and inside boosts to remind her of all the good things she does. Plus a spa day, Centre Parks this weekend. Yeah. I hope I get brownie points for that. I'm not an arty guy. So, that is pretty much all the questions I've got. Any more questions for me? What are you struggling with? What's the obstacle at the moment? Are you listening to your body too much? And thinking, yeah, I must be hungry. Or letting others distract you too much? You know, I've just bought a kayak off someone who was training for the Devizes to Westminster Marathon that I'm doing, but he's selling it because he has a heart attack in the boat. Check this, it's quite scary. Heart attack in the boat, training for the event that I'm now training for. If that's a sign not to do it, I don't know what is. So, yeah, sometimes you just got to do what you want to do, regardless of your feelings, emotions, and what others think. Because quite often, others' opinions will often be a reflection of what they want to do. Oh, I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't do this. Actually, it's a reflection of what they don't want to do, or what they should be doing there. Yeah. And the brilliant thing is with this new boat, I'm able to stay in it. And in actual fact, now I appreciate it more because I've fallen in so many times, got wet, failed, and there's a story in this, as ever. I'm now able to appreciate it. If I'd have just got in straight away, on the first ever time, not fallen in, I probably wouldn't have appreciated the wildlife, the beautiful water, how relaxing it is, how brilliant it is to stay in, and enjoyable it is. Because I'd have already known that. But the struggle, the falling in, now makes me appreciate how good it is staying in. And that's why you shouldn't ever avoid the problem. You've got to find the solution. Whether it's your body, mindset, you have the ability and the gift to look at it differently. So actually, this is a challenge for you to make yourself better. Whenever you have a bad day, don't think, oh, I'm rubbish. Actually, what could I do better now? This is a challenge. How can I overcome it? Yeah? You don't know sunny days from cloudy days. You don't know sunny days if you don't know cloudy days. Remember that. Yeah? That is all I've got. So, I hope that helps as ever. If you have any questions, let me know. And we will go from there. So, take care. Have a lovely evening.